We had some big news come through the door today, an official collaboration between Bittensor TAO and Solana. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what this means. And even though the announcement somewhat seems a little underwhelming on the surface, I think the numbers will show you this is going to bring so much attention and liquidity into Bittensor's ecosystem, which is the biggest in AI crypto. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. As always, guys, be sure to drop down below if you enjoy the content here on the channel. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more every single day here on In the Game. Monday through Friday, we have you covered with everything you need to win in crypto in 2026. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors down below in the description. This is the last 10 days for the trading competition, $100,000 on the line. You can sign up at Blowfin down below, join Team Hustle, and compete for your share of those prizes. Obviously, longs have been paying as we see the market is absolutely ripping. I mean, Bitcoin's back above 80. We're at 81.5K. We see Ethereum up 14% on the week. Dogecoin's up 25% on the month. We see Hyperliquid's up 25% this month. It's been a really solid month. Ton off the backs of the actual Telegram Foundation coming and joining the foundation on Ton, up 47%. So it's been a great month in the markets over this course of time. And yesterday we got some pretty good news across the board from two mainstream protocols. Solana being one of the biggest blockchains in the industry, and of course Bittensor TAO, which you guys know I am beyond bullish on Bittensor. I think that still, when you look across the board in this ecosystem, top to bottom, it is hard to fade an ecosystem that has so many quality projects here, partnering up with the likes of Intel, joining NVIDIA's growth programs, working alongside Google. We've seen some of these subnets. So really good developments happening underneath Bittensor TAO. And then just yesterday, Solana's official Twitter account had tweeted this. And anyone privy to the Bittensor TAO ecosystem, you probably knew immediately because of the interconnectivity. This kind of is a signal in the background of like the subnets and how the whole ecosystem works together with Solana overlapping it. You could see here that a lot of people were immediately speculating that this is going to be something with Bittensor TAO and Solana. And that's exactly what it is. So we see here, TAO is now listed on Solana via Sunrise DeFi. Users can now trade TAO using Solana wallets, DEXs, and aggregators. Now, I saw a lot of feedback on the timeline saying, well, this is such a nothing burger announcement. This is not going to move the needle, whatever the case is. The whole point of Bittensor is to stake into the subnets. And yes, I absolutely agree. The subnet ecosystem is, of course, the main backbone of this. And if you're not going to actually use Bittensor on the native ecosystem, you're going to miss out as a consumer. But I have to give this caveat when you actually look at the fact that this is an ease of access type of move. So Solana has so many traders, so much liquidity, and they just want to give access to the Solana ecosystem to be able to buy into the TAO token. Above else, I think that is very important. So TAO is now tradable in a wrapped form on Solana. So you're not holding the native Bittensor chain TAO, you were holding a wrapped form of TAO whenever it comes to the Solana version, but it adds so much liquidity, ease of access. As I mentioned, if people don't have the proper exchanges to buy it on a centralized exchange, or they don't want to bridge over or open a new wallet on the TAO ecosystem, and also is going to add a ton of volume to the token. And this is just in the numbers. Over the last 24 hours, the entire TAO blockchain has done $219 million in volume. And we move over to Solana, and this is pretty crazy. The DEX volume is $1.72 billion. So I'm going to not include the perps volume. I think that that's pretty irrelevant in this standard. It's 1.3 billion, but the DEX volume here is what is really important. I mean, this blockchain is doing 9 times as much daily volume as what Bittensor is doing. And if even they can capture a few percentage points of this volume going into the TAO token, this is extremely important important. We also saw on the same day today that Bittensor was now verified on Moonshot. So it's adding a lot of ways for retail to be able to play and actually buy Solana, because Moonshot, a lot of their tokens are native to Solana. So then these Solana ecosystem users can come in and actually buy the TAO token. And this is powered by TAO.com. This is just the start. They eventually say every subnet, every part of TAO to the greater reaches of crypto. So it seems like they are planning to bring more than just the native TAO token to Solana, to where people can actually get access to these different subnets. And look, if you haven't been seeing what these subnets are cooking up, it's absolutely bullish what we're seeing across the board. Take Resi, for example. Resi, one of the biggest real estate AI platforms in the entire world at this point in time. It's an infrastructure play from Resi that has an appraisal model for properties. So you could see here, they've achieved a 98% accuracy rate across 1 million properties that they have analyzed. And it's tokenization. It's kind of like tokenization of real world assets. This is exactly what the RWA space needs. And the AI part of this is actually adding such a good layer of validation and verification to this process of validating property values. And the accuracy of their appraisals is actually higher than Zillow, which I think is what everyone goes to look at, these different zestimates and values of properties in the real estate space. Whenever you go look online, you can see the chart here for Resi is absolutely cooking. They're backed by huge funds, including Stillmark Capital. I do think that this is one of the use cases with RWAs and AI that really is a fit. And these are the types of companies, guys, that are building on Bittensor. This is exactly what you're getting, these high-level projects that are working in industries that need solutions. I'm going to leave a few links down below if you want to check out Resi, if you want to check out TAO stats, etc. You can check that out down below in the description. But I just think it's really important to see what's being built on the chain if you're going to be investing. Let's say you're coming from Solana and you're coming to see, okay, what's building on top of Bittensor TAO? Well, you can see here, you drop the address in the portal of Resi, you have the AI consensus price, 97% accurate, compare it to the current listing, the spread is your deal. So a real world use case here whenever it comes to Resi. And there's so many different examples here. Last month, we had Targan partnering up with Intel. We've seen actually VVV Venice coming and actually building their models on Bittensor subnets. We've seen different programs get accepted into NVIDIA build. We've seen programs get accepted into Salesforce's build program. So a lot of these subnets are catching real world traction. So if you're coming over from Solana, the native token is just the touch of the surface, because you can actually get emissions on your holdings by holding these natively. Every single day they pay out emissions to their holders. So that's very important to note. And if what TAO.com is saying is true, it feels like we might see a broader TAO ecosystem presented to the chain over on Solana. So I know a lot of people said that this was a little bit of a disappointing announcement, or this is really a nothing burger, or they're pretty upset also that right now, as I see it, they will be including alpha tokens, but they're saying, you know, right now this is basically useless and it goes against the core ethos of using the Bittensor chain. But at the end of the day, Bittensor needs more liquidity. There needs to be more people on chain who can come in and buy this. Yes, you can buy it on Coinbase. You can buy it on some big centralized exchanges. But the big question for a lot of people is always, well, what do I do with it from there? You know, how do I open the TAO wallet or a Talisman wallet or whatever the case is? How do I get the money into a subnet? How do I, stake the TAO, whatever the case is? There's so many questions after that first step. So if this is presented on the Solana blockchain and people have ease of access to just buy and then get into subnet tokens, it makes it so easy for a huge pool, right? So TAO is a small ecosystem whenever it comes to broader crypto. When you look at market cap perspectives, just from a theory, from just looking at it through a proper lens, despite how bullish I am on AI crypto, we still have a long growth trajectory ahead of us. And I think that we have so much upside, given that the largest AI token in crypto, which is Bittensor, is valued at $3 billion at a circulating level. But, things like Cardano are at 10. We see Doge at 20. We see Tron at 30. Solana's at $50 billion. So really, we're just tapping into that capital to be able to have access to the TAO token. I think that provides a lot of growth moving forward. So bullish, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts down below on TAO being tradable on Solana, eventually Subnets moving over to Solana. I think it's a really interesting play and does add a huge pool of liquidity of possibilities to be able to ape in and be able to buy the TAO token and get involved with the subnet. So guys, like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.